back with another close today. We're looking at Tuesday, end of the month. So we look at Bitcoin. We are closing our monthly candle, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too great of a monthly candle, as you can see. Our monthly candle's not insanely good. We will be closing, thinking, we'll be closing in the red, but on the daily, we're looking pretty good. We are getting what is called a long leg doji candle, and basically what that means is that we may see a consolidation period for a few days. It does not mean that this uptrend is over. It could mean that we're just going to go sideways for maybe like another few days. But also looking at this, what we could be potentially doing right now is that we're looking at potentially previous resistance as support sort of close. And if you look at the 4 hourly time frame, you can kind of see it a bit better. As you can see, we tested it multiple touch points along that resistance trend line, now acting as support, as you can see right here. It's not as accurate on the 4 hourly, but this is more my daily resistance trend line. If we can close above it, we have broken the downtrend. It looks more or less that we are sort of just in we're sort of testing it as support. So as long as we close above 56,000, actually right here, 56,500, it's looking pretty good. And another close that we want to get above is specifically 56,850-ish. Yeah, 56,850. Because if we close above there, we have closed above a second day in a row over our 8-day moving average. So we got 2 days of claiming above one of our moving averages, which would be excellent to see. Thickums, nice. And we can go move further and then maybe reclaim our 50, our 20, and our 21 EMA. A lot of these other ones are kind of very close together. They're all below 60,000 now. So breaking above 60,000 would be massive on the daily time frame. We're going a huge full ball on the 1 day time frame. On the 4 hourly time frame, we just got one more moving averages on the 4 hourly, and that is the 120 day. On the 4 hourly, we're all above our short-term moving averages. We just need to break above 140,000 or the 120 day, which is coming right in at around 59,000. So breaking above 59,000 would kind of give us the full bull on the 4 hourly as well. On the hourly, on the minutely, on the hourly, we're kind of within the range a little bit. We kind of did a break above, but we weren't able to break above our highest term as support. But it looks like our 50 hourly EMA is pretty nice support on the hourly. And then if you look on the weekly, we're above our bull market support band. We have not claimed our 8-week moving average yet, though. Yes.
You might just want to give a shout out to our service staff. They have been crazy busy.
Well, you can kind of see this is the start of the week, so yeah. You can kind of clearly see on the weekly that it is a doji style candle, long leg doji, which means potential consolidation ahead. It really doesn't mean we're going in a huge direction for the market. It does. The candle alone doesn't guide us. It's more of a indecision. People are just undecided on where we want to go. A lot of that had to do with this morning. This morning pumped, and then Jerome Powell came out, and Jerome Powell said that inflation's not transitory. That dumped the stock market. So those stock market idiots that just sell everything just because Jerome Powell said that inflation's not transitory, even though it should be bullish for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin should be sort of should be sort of the hedge against inflation. So, you know, when it's going against the US dollar overall, the fact that Jerome Powell says that inflation is not transitory anymore and that they can't control it, that's actually extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Not necessarily the stock market. I can see the stock market go sideways and maybe a bit down. A lot of growth stocks are going to get wrecked in the stock market, but for in the short term. But overall, for the price against things against the US dollar, that is pretty bullish actually. Not bullish for my sinking spending though. For what I have to spend, like at the gas pump, I'm definitely gonna feel it. Maybe see some $4 a gallon or some ridiculous like that. $5 a gallon, that'd be trash. Looking like California type prices for gas. That's why I'm all crazy about Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those other assets. Speaking about Ethereum, so we got our long leg doji candle. You actually look on the hourly time frame, we have developed a higher low. If we could kind of confirm this as a low, kind of that, or it looks more like consolidation right here. If you look at the 4 hourly, it's not even that huge of a pump. It looks like we're just more still range bound consolidation. Ethereum, on the other hand, is not consolidated. Ethereum looks mega good. It looks really good. We're above $4,600 right here, as you can see. And we have reclaimed all of our moving averages, and we're getting pretty close to breaking our all-time high. I think what we need to see is our oscillators to sort of reset. Crypto World was talking about this in the video. We're getting a little overheated on the 4 hourly, so you know, we could maybe see some consolidation along with Bitcoin with that long leg doji candle. We could kind of go sideways a little bit, or potentially go a little bit more down, not much. And I think around later this December, we will get our decisive move to the upside either. And it looks like right now, actually, we are kind of following the trend of this line all the way up to 15,000 by February. So February may be looking pretty good to have our market cycle peak at $15,000 if we continue this trend up, actually, for Ethereum. And for Bitcoin, you know, today's more of just a sideways day for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a bit more sideways, but I think Ethereum may go sideways and Bitcoin may pump a little bit. But we can look at that. So Ethereum mega pump day. Solana's got a decent pump day. Still, so it reclaimed our 50, it reclaimed our 8, but it's struggling to get above our 20-day simple and our 21 EMA. So it's kind of struggling to get above this huge resistance right here at that EMA. And then for ADA, we dumped by 2.78%. We're still kind of more sideways. This could be a higher low though. We got rejected right at our 8-day. We can't get above that. We're still below every single moving average, and the highest moving averages are below, or the highest moving averages are above. They're still in a huge downtrend for ADA, but it is probably an insane buying opportunity for ADA. I might hold off on buying ADA though. I may spend my next paycheck on ADA, or I might do it on Ethereum, depending on where we sort of land with Ethereum. If Ethereum's not cooling off, I may use ADA as another alternative for altcoin to buy. So I do like the long-term potential of ADA. I like the buying opportunity it's in. I could see it breaking out sometime soon into new all-time highs. Well, it all depends on, let's see what we're doing for Bitcoin. If looking back at Bitcoin. It is looking pretty good though. It looks like maybe instead of paying attention to more the style of candle that we're closing on, we can more just look at the candle and say, hey, we are retesting our previous resistance line and we're making it into support, which is awesome to see, just as long as we close above that 56,500. And that kind of comes in somewhat of confluence with our 8-day moving average right here. And then for the monthly, if we look at the monthly time frame, the 1 month, there's no significant moving averages. We can look at all of our monthly moving averages are insanely below. But it is sort of a red month right now. I think it is going to confirm as a red month. But you know, yes. You can see right there. As I was saying earlier, for Ethereum as well, or for Bitcoin, it's kind of still maybe following the same pattern as 2017 a little bit. Or November, 2017. Except the dump more has like a huge consolidation period. Whatever. Got 15 minutes left before we close. I don't know what else I shall talk about for 15 minutes. Can we maybe close above our recent candle high? 57,800 is where our daily close was at for yesterday. There's our crates right here. I'd say maybe, potentially.
Have a good day, Canada.
Our RSI, I'm going to talk about RSI as well. We're still in the bottom region of our RSI, so, we still do have a little bit of bearish momentum, but it does look like it could be sometime soon. The RSI, and we are not extremely overextended on our natural log graph. Come on, man. If you want to look at the natural log graph, this is on the weekly time frame. So this graph right here is the natural log of the price over the 20-week SMA. And whenever it hits this trend line, it's usually pretty bad news. It has sort of been where peaks have been at right here. Can kind of create a nice trend line of huge major peaks. The way that I see it though, I could see some like this, maybe like a double top of the trend line. Let me go a bit lower. Kind of like that. But it looks like maybe at this rate, we could hit it at around, it doesn't look like it's very likely we're going to hit it in December, but it could likely hit in January. So maybe a move like this potentially. If we move at this rate, kind of hit it in January. that's when Y coughing starts right here, and then we dump after that. So we more or less just Y cough at this range. Kind of like that. Except it kind of spiked a bit early. I saw that 2-week correction, and after that 2-week correction, then we sort of got overextended from the 8-week. So as long as we tested the 8-week, we went up. So maybe on that first initial bounce, I may see how far away it is from the 8-week and see if we can bounce above that 8-week. Like a ping pong ball. Because if not, if we do get to that level and we do break below the 8-week, I think I may go full bear mode. Right there, if we do get up there the first time, not maybe at the peak levels, because it's calculated. You know, maybe show a Y cough pattern, kind of like that. I could see it more. My alarm clock for the stream. So I could see it sort of Y cough out, maybe kind of like that towards the top. So if we were to kind of guesstimate sort of what this could maybe look like on a scale, I'm not going to go over it. I'm working and checking out graphs at the same time, looking at target, but yeah, sort of maybe like a Y cough pattern like that. Where did that peak out at? At 40K ish? Yeah, that was at 40K. That's maybe how I could see it kind of playing out. Something like that. It's quite hard to tell exactly how it'll play out. It used to be so much more obvious. Touch those tracks. But how long did the peak last right here? How long were we peaking out at? In 2018, we were kind of peaking out for about sinking. So yeah, it all depended on whether or not we were going to break below the 8-week when we were right there. We peaked out for about stinking right here for about a few weeks. And we can maybe see as well what Ethereum does too to kind of determine. In 2013, we were kind of peaking out for about stinking about a few months. So I'm more going to look for stinking potential like length of consolidation at the peak, because when it did do its first peak kind of like that, it didn't really consolidate, it just dropped and then bounced off the 8-week and went higher. I should maybe try to check and see if we get a bounce off the 8-week when it does occur. It's gonna be so hard to play out. Either that or I know what I may do. I may take around 20% of my profits out of Bitcoin at that time. Maybe like 20 or 30% of Bitcoin only. I may hold on to all my altcoins and put them maybe into like stable coins or something. And then maybe see where Ethereum is at as well for Ethereum, because if its natural log graph isn't anywhere close to where these levels were at, then we should maybe be smooth sailing right there. Ethereum kind of had an advanced steep decline right here. I don't really even consider 2016 part of it, so it kind of had a steep decline like that. For Ethereum right here, maybe something like that. It's so hard to tell for Ethereum where it could go to. Either that, or we could just measure the trend line out from these peaks and see maybe where we can get a judgment for. Because when we did peak, we weren't as extended. So it's quite interesting to see potentially where we could be at. Ethereum's a lot more volatile, so who knows? Maybe that first time it goes towards there may be the best time to convert some to Ethereum because Ethereum does kind of lag behind Bitcoin in terms of a top, so we can maybe see how Ethereum does, because back then Ethereum also topped at around $2,000 before having a pretty trash week, closing below the 8-week, but we didn't really get a decisive close below the 8-week. We kind of pumped up after that. So maybe, potentially, I could maybe just draw some fractal patterns and kind of see potentially where we could stand on Ethereum, but I do think Ethereum is probably going to reach $15,000. As you can see right here, I got my $15,000 calculated target. I'm very, 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 very confident in that $15,000 target. Coming probably in February is when everything's going to kind of feel I think we may see like another local peak sometime soon for all of the crypto markets. And if we look at the daily time frame, we close in 4 minutes. So Ethereum's pretty hot. What? No. Well, yeah, it's been today. I'm making a stream on my YouTube channel. A closing stream. I stream the closes on my YouTube channel at around 6 p.m. Yeah. So Ethereum is probably going to hold above that 3,600 level, which is breaking into a higher high on the daily time frame. So on the daily, we can also see a higher high being formed, which is nice. Any divergences, and it does not look like a divergence, which is amazing to see. No bearish divergences on the daily time frame, so that's excellent. We also have had a higher high on the daily RSI. So we may potentially go back to this upward trending support line right here. As you can see, we may kind of go back down close to it. But I see it potentially following, and it looks like right now it is sort of following this graph. It'd be unhealthy to sort of like not go a little bit below this line, maybe consolidate for a day or so. We'll see if it trades within this range or if it doesn't. We'll see when we get there. So I got 2 minutes left. Where's Bitcoin at? Oh, it is right at $57,000. That could maybe be where we close, is $57,000. So it's still above our support. Yes, it is. It's the yes, sir. We're still above our support. Let's go. Yes. Our daily support that I have kind of drawn. It's not exactly perfect, but it's more about like support of like daily closes right here. And it looks like it may be a nice retest. Not looking at candle patterns, not looking at all that stuff. It looks like we are retesting resistance, which besides that one day before we had that dump, the 8-day moving average was acting as pretty hefty support. We didn't close 2 days above it. So this could be the first day since around, since at about November 11th. First day since November 11th that we've closed more than 1 day of our 8-day. Just as long as we don't choke this last minute. So that could be nice of reclaiming our 8-day right here. What?
Do you mind if I take this?
I do not care at all. You can take it. I've actually accepted that. I've actually been to that house before. I've done the same exact delivery. It's gonna be around $12. I guarantee it.
It's already ready. Alright.
What's the name of it?
Is it Josh? Yeah, Joshua.
I think I might have delivered that. Is it? Yeah, I have delivered that order before. Yeah, it showed up as 10. I don't know. I think it might have been like 8 items. It was a pretty high item order though. All right, have fun with that order. All right. So we are going to be closing at, ooh, geez Louise, we may be choking our $57,000 area. And are we going to choke our 20-day? Come on, man, do not choke. Do not choke. Do not choke, you stupid Bitcoin, stupid pile of trash. All right, I think your close is in. 56,974 is where we're at for our close. So we have closed pretty much right above our 8-day moving average, as you can see right here. And we're starting our new candle right here. And we've already gapped up at the open. So yeah. Yeah, so around 56,874 was our candle close. I don't know if we can consider it a long leg doji because it did drop by around did drop around 1.5%. So who knows if you can consider it a doji candle. But we did close above our 8-day, which was nice. We did fall quite a bit below during the middle of the day when FUD was all over the place when it came to Jerome Powell, even though I don't know why people were selling their stocks. They're like, we need to sell everything. And Ethereum looks like Ethereum closed right at around 46.33 is somewhere around there. 46.33. So Ethereum could potentially, cool off a bit. It would be very healthy for it to cool off and have a red day. And for Bitcoin, I'm more looking for Bitcoin to stay above its 8-day moving average. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to more stay above its 8-day moving average. And if we go below that, I'm looking more at this support trend line right here. And maybe looking at the previous low at $53,000. We do not want to create a lower low. That would not be something we'd want to do. Because this could be considered a lower high, but we're sort of more building back steam for this bull market on Bitcoin. Up 10-year bull market, so... And this could be considered maybe a follow-through pattern with this shooting star pattern, except the shooting star pattern more looks like it should probably close a bit lower. So I don't know if we can consider that a shooting star pattern. This could maybe be a long leg doji type candlestick pattern with the support and resistances to pay attention to of around stinking I don't even know where. But yeah, that's sort of where we're paying attention to. Ethereum, we're more paying attention to sort of staying above these moving averages. Even if we go down by a lot towards $4,400, that'd still be pretty nice. That'd actually be very healthy if we can pull back down towards those moving averages and test them daily as support. Those are daily averages. And then for Solana and Cardano, Solana sort of had a doji type candle, got rejected from our 21 EMA. and our 20-day moving EMA. During the middle of the day, it looked like we were breaking out of all of our moving averages, but got rejected towards the end of the day. But still potentially holding the 50-day as support. We still got the 50 and the 8 as support. And for Cardano, not much to say about Cardano. It's still pretty trash. Got rejected from our 8-day moving average, and looks like it could head a bit lower, maybe towards some consolidation before we pump up even higher, create a higher low for Cardano. Yes, Cardano can spike at any moment. It is pretty scary to think about. Shorting Cardano would be a horrible decision out of any stretch of the imagination. Its market structure is just so weird. Doing any sort of leveraging trade whatsoever with it is ridiculous. So I'm more of just like a buy hodler sort of deal. And maybe we might retest our resistances right here as support. That could maybe be the case. Right here, this resistance, that resistance. Those resistances maybe might become support. $1.50. So that's all that I really have to say for this video. The close was relatively flat. Ethereum, Solana did great. Bitcoin and Cardano were more flat today. Sort of potentially pulling off after its pump, and I could maybe expect today to not be extremely eventful for Ethereum. At least to the upside. It could be decently eventful to the downside in the short term. Sort of a bit of a cool off. I can maybe see Bitcoin being a bit more flat today. Potentially breaking out, potentially breaking down, but as long as we stay range bound within this doji sort of area, I'd say there's no clear direction in the short term. I do think that we have reached the bottom. We look overall in the market. I do think that the crypto correction is over, and we're sort of starting our recovery now. Our recovery isn't going to be insanely easy. It's all about reclaiming the moving averages.